Welcome back to another weekly recap on the prep series. Prep, we are 31 weeks in. Haven't been doing weekly recaps since quite that long, but probably going on 20 weeks at this point. So we will be recapping the prior week, 1 week post show from the OCB Lone Star Rising, and then setting the standards for 2 weeks out from the Phoenician Classic. Which, just in about a week and a half time, we'll be flying out to Arizona to compete in that show. Looking forward to it. Ultimately, I had some good time to reminisce. Hopefully, you guys did go on to enjoy the show day video. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out the prep playlist series. You'll kind of see my thoughts there. More content coming on that whenever we do get those professional photos in and the actual stage footage. We'll go through judging feedback and whatnot. But setting our sails on that next show in 2 weeks. So gonna cover training, nutrition, have some posing at the end. And that really covers it. So let's hop right into training first and foremost. So for training, this will be the last full week or full tilt week in terms of just going at it, trying to progress, trying to hold on to numbers as much as possible. No changes in the training at all. We'll be just trying to match numbers. If I can squeeze out an extra rep here and there, that would be awesome. But to be honest with you, I am definitely feeling the effects of prep. Last week was by far the hardest week of prep, just feeling a bit under the weather, and then also just starting to approach like the body fat levels that are probably not very productive at all, and really in that digging phase of prep. But you'll see the last 3 days of the week on screen. Nothing changing at all, just doing my normal push, pull, lower, and then cardio and arms, followed up with an upper and lower day to finish out the week. So 6-ish days of training if you want to consider the cardio and arms training day. But no big changes this week. Big thing, just once again, keep the intensity up and do what we can, just being 2 weeks out at this point. And hopping over to the activity, you'll see 2 weeks on screen. One was just from 1 week out, or peak week from the OCB Lone Star Rising, and then the 3 weeks out, which would be post-show, and then transitioning into the new week. So for 3 weeks out, did hit the macros: 247 protein, 240 carbs, 73 fat. Caloric total was 2,547 on average. Cardio kept the exact same, doing incline treadmill for 20 minutes, 200 calories there. And kind of as you can see from this weigh-ins of this week, just kind of all over the place. Some really big changes day to day from 199.8 to 195.6, and a lot of that just goes with like the irregular sleep patterns with being sick, the higher caloric intakes towards the end of, or I should say the beginning of 3 weeks out. Just with being sick, I get ravenously hungry. I'm kind of, I would say, contrary to most in that fact, where most people get sick and don't have an appetite. I am very much the opposite. I love to just eat my face away and then go to sleep and sleep as much as humanly possible. So I had some days in there where we were both show hitting 12 hours a night sleep-wise. So that's why you're seeing some of those huge drops. But kind of going forward and setting the standards for nutrition, we'll be aiming for in between 2,400 and 2,450 for calories. Protein, I want to bring that down just a bit, because ultimately we're weighing in sub 200 pounds. 240 grams of protein is probably a bit aggressive, so we'll try and dial that back to somewhere in the low 230s. Carbohydrate somewhere around 220, and then fat will stay pretty much the same from last week, around a high 60 to a low 70 number. Just keeping everything more or less the same, just slightly adjusting my carbohydrate meals down to make those caloric adjustments. But yeah, that really covers everything. Starting to get to the deep, dark places of prep now. Leanest I've ever been by far. But yeah, just taking it day by day. Got my posing music in for the Phoenician Classic, so it's just crazy. We're turning around so quick for another show, but I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to improve on the package we brought to the OCB show. And then also be my first time competing actually in the bodybuilding category, which I think suits me very much better than the classic physique category. We'll have to lay out the peak week plans going forward, but yeah, ultimately that kind of sums everything up in a nutshell. A lot of moving parts to take care of, so bear with me. Probably won't get an upload out until the next weekly recap, and we'll kind of set the peak week standards and kind of go through a plan of action with traveling this time around. But as always, if you guys are going on to enjoy the prep series, you got anything on this video, definitely leave a like, comment down below any questions, comments, concerns, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And as always, have a great rest of your day and stay fed.